Last time, we saw the arrival of a stronger Buu. The universal merge actually caused Buu to have more strength, powered by the evil in both universes instead of just one. Thanks to that, Babidi was able to unleash him without even needing the full power. With a stronger Buu running around, now with Goku and Piccolo absorbed, how is the group going to stop him? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part 9 of What If Universe 6 and 7 were merged. Everyone tries to attack at once, but nothing's working. Buu isn't even phased anymore. He actually welcomes this. It's kind of entertaining. He actually tells them to plan an entire group attack. He'll give them time to all attack at once, charging a collective beam together. And he'll stand perfectly still for it. They can't believe his arrogance. But they need to take this opportunity. The Kais even join in too. And everyone bands together, with Vegeta commanding them. They are a bit concerned because by destroying Buu, they're going to be destroying Goku and Piccolo in the process. But Vegeta says it's fine. They'll use Namek's Dragon Balls to bring everybody back. Earth's Dragon Balls were used to restore Namek after all, and they should be thriving with a new set of Dragon Balls by now. They still don't know how to feel about it though, especially Gohan. They're going to have to kill Goku and Piccolo. But that's if they even can defeat Buu. The collective beam is charged. And at once, everyone fires, with all the beams swirling together into one massive attack. And just as Buu said, he stands there, completely motionless. He doesn't even try to defend against it. The beam hits him directly. And he does feel the pain from it. It's a powerful attack. But it's barely enough to injure him. And the few injuries that it does cause, well, they're just healed instantly. Buu thanks them for that. Now they should realize how screwed they are. That collective attack couldn't do anything against him. And that was them at their full power, all attacking at once. So how do they expect to harm him otherwise? No one has ascended Super Saiyan 2, but everyone has grown more powerful. But even with that, it doesn't mean they're going to do anything against Buu. This is a Buu who's far stronger than normal, who now has Goku and Piccolo's powers as well. And surprisingly enough, the next one to step up is MERGED. He tells everyone he'll hold Buu off, at least distracting him for a bit. And they know he's powerful, but what is he going to do against Buu, especially alone? They're concerned he'll be killed, but MERGED says it's fine. He won't die here, he knows it. And Buu honestly laughs at the idea. Alright, fine. If this guy wants to work as a distraction, sure, he could do that. And MERGED tells him for this to work, everyone needs to just channel their energy into one fighter, allowing that person to attack. That could exponentially boost their strength probably. He's not even too sure if it'll work, but it's probably their best bet. They decide that Gohan's going to be the catalyst. He's the strongest Saiyan right now, and the strongest one in the group remaining too. If he uses their power combined, well, maybe that could work. Giving him one strong attack, with everyone's energy channeled into him, that could actually work. It's the last thing they could try, otherwise they're going to be truly defeated by Buu. He honestly thinks of it like the technique that Goku mentioned, the Spirit Bomb. He doesn't know how to do the Spirit Bomb, but maybe this is a similar principle, and even better, he could probably try and have it only target Buu's energy, seeing if he can maybe spare Goku and Piccolo within there. Goku actually did show him a smaller Spirit Bomb before. He's never really had to utilize the attack, but he has shown Gohan in practice. Gohan's not going to know how to do an actual Spirit Bomb, but he could use similar principles, trying to have it at least just target that evil energy. So even if this isn't a traditional Spirit Bomb, it's going to try and work like one. Even if it won't be the actual Spirit Bomb, it's their best bet. MERGED jumps in to fight Buu. His attacks don't do much damage, but whenever Buu swings at him, MERGED easily dodges, which surprises Buu. He shouldn't be that quick. None of his attacks are working on him. MERGED doesn't defend much, and his attacks don't really do anything either. He's just dodging all of Buu's attacks somehow, and Buu can't believe it. How is that even possible? He even tries to absorb MERGED at one point, but he's too quick to do it. If MERGED uses full strength here, he could easily defeat Buu, but he can't do that, otherwise he'll be erased. But there's nothing against him just dodging attacks. All the other angels are able to do it, so he can too. Buu questions who this guy is. He's definitely no normal mortal. Something is strange about him. And that's exactly why Buu wants his power and his speed. Meanwhile, Gohan's trying to charge an attack. Everyone starts to lend energy to him. And Gohan says he thinks it's working. He can feel a ton of energy flowing through him. Right now it's just Kappa, Caulifla, and Vegeta lending energy to him, as well as the Kais. But Goten and Trunks are there. They still really do want to help. And they have no clue what else to do here. So, they join in, lending what little energy they have to Gohan. It's really the only thing they could do here. And once they join in, Gohan feels a very weird sensation. Before he felt a lot of power flowing through him, but now there's a different surge of energy. The Kais then look visibly confused. Shin has Fu off, he could sense that. And both are astounded. A mysterious glow surrounds Gohan, and he then rises up in the air. He's not doing it willingly either, he doesn't know what's going on. They ask the Kais what's happening. They apparently sense something strange, and Fu turns to the rest of them. For some reason, he can't really explain why, but he sensed godly energy flowing through Gohan. It's a type of ki that they're not going to be able to sense, but the Kais can, as well as any other godly beings. But that doesn't make sense to him. Gohan shouldn't have that kind of ki. Gohan floats back down to the ground, with that glow around him disappearing. Gohan feels immensely powerful, and it's not the type of power that he's used to, but he doesn't know why. He tries to create a sphere of energy in his hand, channeling all that power into it. This must be the Spirit Bomb. Maybe that's why he feels strange. He's never successfully made one, so he assumes maybe that's what this is. And he turns to the group. He thinks he's ready, and surprisingly this is very easy to control. But as he looks at them, they all look visibly terrified. They can't sense anything, and Gohan's changed. He doesn't even realize it either. Why are they all looking at him like that? Buu continuously tries to absorb Merus, but nothing's working, and the two of them are suddenly distracted during battle, both looking over to where Gohan is. Buu senses a weird spike in power, and there's no doubt about it. This is some sort of godly ki. This isn't any mortal ki. But then he sees Merus notice it too. Why can he sense godly ki? How does he know about that? And where is that godly ki even coming from? He demands to know who Merus is, asking what's going on here. He's not immortal. He's a god in disguise. That has to be it. And Buu sees an intense red glow nearby, as Gohan walks through the flames produced by his aura. And Buu is mortified. This power, this is not the power of a normal Saiyan. It feels nothing like what he sensed before from the rest of them. And from when he absorbed Goku, he knows that there's no other Saiyan form like this. He stumbles back in fear, as Gohan calmly walks closer. He's not too sure what happened, but he can tell he's transformed. And as he gets closer to Buu, Buu tries to launch an attack at him. A full power blast. The rest of the group jumps for cover, but Gohan simply sticks one hand out, not just blocking the blast, but grabbing it, controlling it for himself, and then simply flinging it right back at Buu. Merus dodges it instantly, and Buu's hit by his own attack. The cloud of smoke is thrown up, and Gohan's disappeared. Where'd he go? And Gohan taps on his shoulder. Buu quickly swings around with a powerful punch, but Gohan grabs his fist. Buu throws another punch. Gohan grabs that fist too. The two start wrestling, but Gohan's not putting in much effort. He simply headbutts Buu, and charges a strange ball of energy in his hand. He's not even concerned about Buu anymore. He's more so concerned about accidentally killing Goku or Piccolo. And Buu can't believe how much has changed. There has to be some other way around this. He separated a piece of himself too behind Gohan, and he hasn't noticed yet. And Buu creeps that piece of him up Gohan's leg. But Gohan actually did notice, and it's instantly incinerated by Gohan's aura. He doesn't even look behind him. He thanks Buu. Without him, he wouldn't have awakened this power. He still has no clue what it is, but he will find out one day. He crushes that ball of energy in his hands, and simply walks up to Buu, and then walks right past him, placing his hand on Buu's shoulder. He truly is an amazing fighter, but Gohan can't let him live any longer. Gohan calmly walks back to the group. Buu turns around once more, trying to launch in at Gohan, directly landing a powerful punch, but it does nothing, and Buu's fist starts disintegrating. He looks at his other arm, and that starts disintegrating too. An intense glow surrounds him as Gohan continues walking back towards the group. Buu screams in pain as he slowly disintegrates. That evil presence disappears, and there's a powerful explosion, with nothing left behind but an unconscious Goku and Piccolo. The two Kais within Buu are also left behind, as Gohan's attack only destroyed the evil within Buu. They're unconscious for now, but the other Kais run up to them immediately. And Merus watches on in disbelief. How did that mortal get a godly power like that? Gohan powers down, still unsure of what even happened there. Shin might actually have an idea of what went on here. The gods have been trying to take their jobs a lot more seriously, which means they're trying to get a lot more knowledge on the universe around them. One of the greatest places to go for that knowledge is Planet Namek. They've apparently kept a book of legends with a lot of info in there, and Shin has read it before, and he remembers one time seeing some legend about a Saiyan, a righteous Saiyan with the power of the other Saiyans around him, who extended his limits, becoming something called a Super Saiyan God, or something like that. The other three Saiyans perk up when hearing this. A Super Saiyan God? That's not a thing. They only know of regular Super Saiyans, and they're surprised they didn't hear about it from Piccolo before. He should have a lot of the Namekian's knowledge. Shin says he probably didn't have the knowledge of that entire book, while these two Kais, they actually do. They just didn't know what the ritual is like, and it didn't even occur to them to try that. But now it jogs their memory. That explains why Gohan got that godly ki. He became a Super Saiyan God. And Gohan thanks the Kais for their help and their knowledge. Without them, they would have been doomed. But the Kais thank him instead, as well as the rest of the group. Goku and Piccolo regain consciousness, wondering what happened, but it seems everything's okay. Although Gohan does want to know one thing, he walks up to Merus and pulls him aside. He wants to know who he really is. He saw him who was fighting Buu, and Gohan could tell Merus could sense his energy. And Piccolo's eavesdropping once more because he wants to know too. He still remembers the conversation from before he was absorbed, but surprisingly, Merus actually does reveal his identity to Gohan. And he looks over to Piccolo too, knowing he's listening, but he trusts Piccolo with this info. Merus explains that he's a god beyond even the Supreme Kais. Well, he's a trainee, but he is an immortal. He's an angel in disguise. He wasn't able to use his full powers, but he could at least defend himself by dodging. He tells Gohan he could have actually eliminated Buu easily, although he's not allowed to use his godly powers, only his regular mortal powers. He actually offers to train Gohan. With those new godly powers, he probably needs someone to show him the way of how to use them. There's a lot more Gohan should know about Merus, and a lot more that he wants to know about Gohan. These mortals are really fascinating. And it makes him wonder too, how strong could they truly grow? If this one became a god, what's next for him? And what's possible for the others as well? Gohan doesn't know what to think, but he actually does accept it. He wants to learn more about this too, just because this power is actually kind of scary, and if he knows more about it, then it could put him more at ease. It's so crazy too because he was just trying to make a spirit bomb, and he accidentally became a god. And it makes Beerus wonder too, what's his brother going to think about this? Because he probably has sensed this too. He'll probably know that some new god has risen up. And more importantly, besides his brother, he wonders what the god of destruction of this universe will think too, Beerus. He might have sensed it, or he'll hear from the Kais, although he thinks Beerus is still asleep, but isn't too sure. But little does he know, far away on Beerus' planet, Beerus is actually awake. He is a bit groggy though, because he woke up a few years earlier than normal. He was told the Super Saiyan God would arise on this day. He did sense the jolt of energy somewhere near Earth. A godly ki that he's never sensed before in this universe. Of course, it pales in comparison to his, but there's no doubt about it. It was some sort of godly ki, from some mortal no less. And he does consider going to Earth now, but, you know, that could wait. He'll sleep in a little longer. Whis is a bit annoyed because he set those alarms for a reason, but next time he'll make sure Beerus actually stays awake. But he decides to look into it too, and actually contacts Merus, finding out about the Super Saiyan God. And he tells Merus, make sure he keeps a close eye on the Super Saiyan God. Beerus is going to want to see him soon. Thankfully enough, he was already going to do that anyways. The Kais returned to their planet, glad that this threat was avoided. But someone's there waiting for them. It's Champa. He senses strange energy coming from Earth. It was almost like some new godly ki rose up. And he hears what happened, and he is a bit interested, but honestly doesn't care that much. He knows Beerus was blabbering on about that a while ago. He guesses he'll see that Super Saiyan God eventually, but he doesn't really care to fight him or become a rival with him or whatever. What he's mainly interested in is the food on Earth. Beerus could have that Super Saiyan God. Maybe that'll distract Beerus from all the food on Earth. That's gonna go all to Champa, and he's gonna get all the good eats before Beerus does. And the Kais aren't too surprised. Even with all the crazy stuff that's happened in this megaverse, these two gods of destruction still act pretty much the same. At least one of them is actually awake though. Slightly unimportant side note because I know somebody will ask, Champa has his own planet still. Beerus does not live with Champa. But all the Kais, including the ones that just were recently freed from Buu, they're all in the same sacred world from Universe 7. At least they could live together peacefully, unlike Beerus and Champa. Back on Earth, some pretty strange things happen. They want to try the ritual again, and they never actually ask the Kais how to do it. They just know some group of Saiyans has to channel their energy into another Saiyan. And after some trial and error, they're eventually able to get it done on Cabba and Cauliflower. They're the next two to get the Super Saiyan God form. Vegeta actually wanted to wait and work for the Super Saiyan God form, but in order to keep up, it seemed like this is the only way to actually get there. So reluctantly, he does the ritual as well, with Goku following suit. They were hoping to get it in a more fulfilling way, but they kinda cave in. Cabba and Cauliflower though, they don't care. Cauliflower just wants to be the strongest thing ever. And Cabba just needs to kinda keep her in check. The two Saiyan Saiyans actually look a little bit different in the Super Saiyan God form. I just now realized after this whole time recording this series, the term Saiyan Saiyan is almost my username, which is just a coincidence. That's not actually the origin of my name. Little fun fact aside, Goten and Trunks actually wants the form next, but Goku and Vegeta agree that they can't turn their 7-year-old kids into literal gods. That's gonna be kind of irresponsible, especially when they don't really know much about the power themselves or how to really control it fully, which kind of bums Goten and Trunks out. Merus actually has started to train everyone in the Galactic Patrol, wondering which of these Super Saiyan gods is the best. He actually now has some jurisdiction over Earth too. And Jocko wonders what the hell he did on Earth to cause this to happen. Merus said he actually did nothing, they just found this themselves. And Jocko can't tell what's going on, but it's terrifying to see all these Saiyans with this great power. A power that's so amazing he can't even sense it. All the other Saiyans still don't know Merus' real identity, but Gohan actually does, as well as Piccolo who joins them in the training. Little do they know, they have a really good teacher training them right now. Although he can't really do too much with them yet because otherwise it's gonna easily give up his identity. So at some point they move on from training with him, not knowing the full extent of his power, although Piccolo and Gohan still train with him. With Piccolo fully confronting Merus, and Piccolo knows that Merus knows that Piccolo knows. Wow, that's confusing, but essentially Merus knows that Piccolo knows he's an angel. And he has no qualms about training Piccolo either. He did want to see more of those Super Saiyan gods, but Gohan's enough. He still is the strongest Saiyan at the group. But it will be interesting to see the other two, the two Vegetan Saiyans and the two Saiyan Saiyans. Gohan's a unique case. He's half Earthling, half Vegetan Saiyan. And he wonders if the other types of Saiyans will go down different paths. He doesn't know how Goku and Vegeta will perform, or how Cabba and Cauliflower will perform. Everyone may have their own different forms ahead. And as these two stick with Merus, Beerus eventually does come to Earth, waking up a few months later, wanting to finally find the Super Saiyan God. And he gets more than he bargains for because he sees 4 of them. And there is another one who occasionally goes with the Galactic Patrol, but is also more so focused on his school life because Gohan's still a teenager. Wow, aren't they terrified to have a god here that's so young? Actually, no, because they're all gods too. And they know Gohan's pure-hearted. And not only is Beerus surprised to hear that that's the first Super Saiyan God, but he's more so surprised to see that there's so many other ones here. Piccolo and Gohan eventually show up too, having heard about this god of destruction from Merus. And they know Whis too, so that's an angel as well. And Merus actually lets them know that that's his older brother. Not just a trainee like him, he's an actual full-on angel. And while Beerus is occupied with other Super Saiyan gods, Whis just silently looks over at the rest of them, smiling and nodding. Kinda terrifying Gohan and Piccolo. And it seems there's an interesting future ahead for this group. But thinking about this makes Merus wonder. There's so many differences between all these Saiyans. It does make him wonder if there's any more out there, because there can't just be these ones that survive. And knowing how different the Saiyans and Vegetans are, he wonders if there ever were any Saiyans that were both of them combined actually. Like here they have some hybrid Saiyans on Earth, but they're all Vegetan. And knowing how powerful these hybrid Saiyans are, what about any other ones that could have existed? There's no way that there's any others out there, right? Well, that remains to be seen. This is where we'll leave off for now. What'd you guys think about this part, and what's going to happen next time? Leave any thoughts or suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to see more parts of the series, or if you just want to help out the channel and see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.